What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and it's time to do our 2026 NFL playoff predictions. And yes, I am very excited. My Carolina Panthers are finally back in the playoffs. We finally ended that 8-year playoff drought, and this is going to be our first home playoff game since we were in the NFC Championship game, destroying the Cardinals with Cam Newton at MVP. So yeah, I am very excited for the playoffs this year. And honestly, I got no idea who's going to become victorious, but we will find out in about a month. So let's go ahead and do these predictions. I'm going to try my best to get every single game right. If you see what my bracket looked like last year, it didn't look great, but we're going to see if we can do a better job. So let's get into these predictions. So we're going to start at the top left of the bracket. First, we got the 6-seeded Buffalo Bills going into Jacksonville to take on the 3-seeded Jaguars. And this is kind of been a down year for the Bills. They didn't win the division, but they're still in the playoffs, so that's a good sign. And honestly, shout out the Jaguars, bro, because going 13-4 after winning 4 games last year, that's pretty impressive. But I'm sorry, Jacksonville, I can't pick against the Bills. I can't see Josh Allen losing in the first round, so we're gonna go with Buffalo to win this game. Then we got the 5-seeded Houston Texans traveling to Pittsburgh to play the 4-seeded Steelers. And it's crazy because the Texans, they started the year 0-3, and after that they were 3-5, and they finished the season on a 9-game winning streak. The defense is incredible. DeMeco Ryans is doing a great job down there. CJ Stroud is doing a good job with no Tank Dell, but he's got Nico Collins as his star receiver. And the Steelers were able to clinch the AFC North last night with the Ravens missing that game-winning field goal. You got to feel bad for the Ravens kicker. That's not a good position you want to be in. And overall, I think the Texans get the win on the road. They're the better team overall. The Steelers kind of got lucky with AFC North being bad. So we're going to take Houston to move on to the divisional round. Then we got the 7-seeded Chargers going to New England to play the Patriots. The Chargers, despite the Chiefs being bad this year, they still weren't able to win the AFC West despite starting 3-0. The Broncos got the number 1 seed and the AFC West, so they're going to have to go into New England to play the Patriots. And I think this is no-brainer. Drake May has been an amazing quarterback. He's an MVP candidate. I know the Patriots don't have that much experience, but I think the Patriots at home will get the job done. So we're taking New England to move on to the divisional round. Now we're going to go to the NFC side. We got the 6-seeded San Francisco 49ers heading to Philadelphia to play the Eagles. This is a playoff rematch from 2023 in the NFC Championship where the Eagles were able to knock the 49ers down. Despite the San Francisco 49ers not having Fred Warner or Nick Bosa, they're still able to get into the playoffs with a 12-5 record. Kyle Shanahan has done a great job. Bringing back Robert Saleh is probably the best decision they could have made. And we have the Eagles, who won the Super Bowl last year, but this has been kind of a down year. Saquon hasn't been that good. A.J. Brown hasn't been that good. Jalen Hurts has been Jalen Hurts. And honestly, I'm going to go with the Niners to get the upset here. I really just don't trust the Eagles right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were able to get the job done. So we're going to take the Niners to advance to the divisional round. Then we got the 5-seeded Los Angeles Rams heading to Carolina to play my Carolina Panthers. Despite the Panthers having a losing record at 8-9, they were able to clinch the division in a 3-way tie with the Falcons winning on Sunday. This is a Week 13 rematch where the Panthers were able to beat the Rams 31-28. And as much as I want the Panthers to win this game, I just can't see it happening. The Rams are way more experienced than us. I hope the Panthers can make a run to the Super Bowl, but for now, we're going to sadly advance the Rams to the divisional round. Then we got the 7-seeded Packers heading to Chicago to play the 2-seeded Bears. This is an NFC North matchup. This is round 3. Last time the Bears were able to get the job done, they split the season series. The Packers ended the season on a 4-game losing streak. They have no Micah Parsons. The Bears were able to shock the world and win the NFC North after being last in the division last season. And overall, I think the Bears actually get the win here. I think having the home field advantage is going to really help. So we're going to advance the Bears to the divisional round. Then we got the Buffalo Bills heading to Denver to play the 1-seeded Broncos. The Broncos were able to get that number 1 seed and get the first round bye. Sean Payton has done a good job. They started the year 1-2, but then they got to 12-2, and then they lost to Jacksonville, but then they were able to win out to get the 1 seed. These two teams played in a wild card last year in Buffalo, and the Bills stomped them. The Bills definitely have an advantage here with their experience, but I think with the Broncos having the first round bye, I think they're gonna win this game. It does suck for the Bills because this is the one year where they can finally avoid having to play the Chiefs in the playoffs, but I think their run is going to end here. But who knows, maybe they can actually make the Super Bowl. Then we got a very interesting divisional round matchup with the 5-seeded Houston Texans heading to New England to play the Patriots. CJ Stroud versus Drake May. This game is going to come down to who has more experience, and that is Houston. They were in the divisional round the past 2 seasons, and I think they're going to have the advantage here, and they're going to advance to their first ever AFC championship. Then we move to the NFC side. We got the 6-seeded San Francisco 49ers heading to Seattle to play the number 1 seeded Seahawks. The Seahawks were able to get that number 1 seed and get the bye. These two teams played in Week 18 in San Francisco, and the Seahawks were able to get the job done. And I think it's going to be the same result. I think having the 12th man in Seattle is going to help the Seahawks a lot. So they're going to go to their first NFC Championship game since 2015. Then we got the Los Angeles Rams heading to Chicago to play the Bears. And like I said from the past, it's going to come down to who has more experience, and the Rams have that. It was a good run for the Bears, but I think their run is going to end here, and the Rams are going to move on to the NFC Championship. Then we got the AFC Championship. The Houston Texans heading to Denver to play the Broncos. This game would be very interesting. You got 2 really good defenses. You got a second-year quarterback going up against a third-year quarterback. And I think overall, I'm going to go with Sean Payton and the Denver Broncos to go to Super Bowl 60 in Santa Clara. And ironically, the last time they made the Super Bowl, it was in Santa Clara. So, yeah, that's interesting. Then we got the Rams heading to Seattle to play the Seahawks in the NFC Championship. This is an NFC West showdown, a Week 16 rematch where the Seahawks were able to get the win in overtime on a 2-point conversion. And I think this time the Rams are going to get their revenge, and I have them going to Super Bowl 60. Then we got Super Bowl 60, the Denver Broncos and the Los Angeles Rams. You got 2 coaches who have experience being a coach in the Super Bowl. Sean Payton has been to 1 Super Bowl with the Saints. Sean McVay has been to 2 Super Bowls with the Rams and won the Super Bowl 4 years ago in their own stadium against the Bengals. This game is going to come down to who has the better offense, defense, and special teams. So with that being said, my winner for Super Bowl 60 is going to be the Los Angeles Rams. Sean McVay gets ring number 2. Matthew Stafford gets ring number 2. Matthew Stafford will be Super Bowl MVP. And the Rams will hoist the Lombardi Trophy in Santa Clara. So that is my 2026 NFL playoff predictions. I have the Rams winning Super Bowl 60. And honestly, I have no idea who's going to actually win the Super Bowl. This could go either way. And yeah, so I hope everyone has a fun NFL playoffs. And I will see you in the next video.